Temple of Literature. Welcome to Hanoi, and welcome to the First University of Vietnam. This Temple of Literature, originally built in 1017 by King Hiến Tông, holds a significant historical and cultural importance. Let's delve into the reasons behind its construction. King Hiến Tông, who faced challenge of limited heirs, was concerned about the ability of the kingdom after his passing. He desired to secure the future of his young son and prevent any potential power struggles to usurpations. Inspired by the loyal figure of Chu Công from Confucianism teachings, who had faithfully served the Chu dynasty, who, without seizing any power of the king's demise, King Hiến Tông sought to educate people, especially the royal and mandarin classes, about their duty to be loyal the king unconditionally. To achieve this, he established his university and invited talented individuals to teach and guide his son. The educational system during feudal times consisted of hierarchical exams with different levels of difficulty prestige. The Huang level exams were held at the provincial level and saw around 8,000 participants. The level exams were at the national level, and only about 14 to 15 individuals successfully passed to become doctors. The Ding level exams took place within the royal court, with three prestigious titles: Trạng Nguyên, Bảng Nhãn, and Tham Hoa. The curriculum of Quốc Tử Giám, the first university of Vietnam, encompassed Confucianism, literature, history, philosophy, geography, and the study of Tử Thư, Ngũ Kinh, the 9 canonical books. The learning method focused on memorization initially, followed by analysis. As we enter the Temple of Literature, you may notice two stone cells on both sides of the entrance. These cells symbolize respect and require individuals to dismount their houses while passing through them, paying homage to the king. In the present day, people may not fully grasp this tradition and worship the cells themselves without understanding their historical significance. Moving further into the temple, we reach the first courtyard. This courtyard in the 19th century was an open space where students could relax and engage in recreational activities such as hide and seek, badminton, or soccer. Adjustment to the courtyard is a pond known as Hồ Điều Hòa, which moderates the air, making it fresher and cooler. On the other side of the courtyard, you will find the Thanh Đức Dat and Nata gates, representing the importance of morality over talent. Vietnamese culture values moral character, emphasizing that individuals should cultivate their morality before pursuing knowledge. As we observe the main gate of the temple, we notice two curbs and a vase. The two curbs symbolizes students learning essential knowledge, while the vase contains most essential teachings. The gate's two small parts, shaped like lotus flowers, represent the gate of talent, right, and the gate of virtue, with the latter considered more important. In the past, when people would decide on the symbol of the capital, there were three candidates: the Turtle Tower, One Pillar Pagoda, and Huế Văn Pavilion. After discussions, the Turtle Tower was not selected because it was built by the Vietnamese person who worked for France. and people disliked him. Additionally, the Turtle Tower had mixed Vietnamese and French architectural styles, so it was rejected. The second candidate, the Bon Pagoda, had a beautiful structure. But it was denied. It was deemed too religious for Vietnam, which is not a religious country. Therefore, it was eliminated, leaving only the Huay Van Pavilion, which satisfied all the requirements. The pavilion represents tradition and culture as it was the first university of Vietnam. Its architectural design carries deep meaning from Vietnamese philosophy. If you look at the pavilion, you will notice that some windows have circular shape with railings around the circle. People believe that the circle represents the sun and the sky, while the railing symbolizes sun rays. Beyond the circle, you can see a square which represents the shape of the earth. This structure represents the harmony of yin and yang, the profound philosophy in Vietnam. Additionally, on the roof, there are two dragons facing something in the middle. Someone referred to this as the model of Lưỡng Long Châu Nguyệt. Two dragons attempting the moon. The moon represents yin, while the two dragons represents yang. Another interpretation suggests that it represents Lưỡng Long Chang Châu, where the pearl represents the entire universe. The dragons represent two alternative states of yin and yang. They complete the pearl in the middle, symbolizing the coexistence of opposing forces in the universe. Moving on, we have the Minh Quang on the ground. Minh refers to the sun brightness, while the Quang represents heavenly clarity. People believe that this absorbs energy well from the universe to bring prosperity into the country. In the next courtyard, you can see the building that serves as the temple of Confucianism. A temple for Confucianism. Before entering the temple, Jews must be very polite, and they would often look at the water in the well. The well functions as a mirror, reflecting how everyone is dressed. If a person is not properly dressed or polite, they would have to adjust themselves accordingly. Cell house. Originally, house up to 116 cells. Unfortunately, the 36 stone cells were broken, stolen, or lost and remain unrecovered. Nowadays, there are 82 remaining cells, with 41 on each side. These cells were first constructed in 1484 under the reign of King Hinh Tông, who was the grandson of the purpose behind their construction was to promote education and encourage learning. The king aimed to foster a society that valued knowledge and recognized the importance of talented, extensively developed. When students pass the Hoi national exam, they obtain the title doctor, and individuals and their names took great pride of the contribution, and their hometown celebrated with talents. Additionally, styles in the house exhibit variations in size. Each dynasty's styles and architecture display distinct styles, which are not necessarily correlated with the dynasty's power or prosperity. Furthermore, the styles were not arranged chronologically. Initially, there were only a few styles, whereas their number grew. Space constraints led to their insertion without adhering to a specific order. The two oldest styles dating back to 1442 and 1448 hold a central position. Among the styles, there are two central ones, which are the oldest and remaining ones. One of them records the results of the examination from 1422, while the other documents those from 1448.